This is my congratulatory message to Msimeki and Kgomotso on occasion of their matrimonial reception, which took place at Valdezia on the 16th of December 2023. Uncharacteristically, today my speech will mostly be in English. Let me hasten to say that I'm not doing it to accommodate anyone because there are no English men and there are no English women among us today. As a matter of fact, English is neither the tongue of my mother nor the mother of my tongue. I choose to speak English simply because I can, and also because my hosts encouraged me to consider it. Swi nga leswi ke lava nga xi tiviki xilungu va ta ni rivalela eka xiyenge lexi ni vulavulaka hi xilungu ntsena. Nakini ni nga sazi isingisi ngicela ushwele le lona ba lo sa tlhaloganyeng Seesimane ke kopa le ntshwarele. But before there was English, there was Xitsonga, and so we begin like this. Jeleza iteka ngomoha yakaya kubuya mati. Jeleza iteka ngomoha yakaya kubuya mati. Jeleza stati ngoma mita humana mihloti Gaza. Sithekekile hey huma magidane. Hlalelani mitiphina angafika nhwana loye. Kgomotso hi byakwe mlungu ntima baqhita maja uze hi myungu kasi mpela maja a mi ta yi bela mani leyi ngoma va ta kayakayo va ta pfuxa na swicele na vuntswaka muti lowu va ta jeleza vanyankhandi jeleza mjagani se mo a se mfunderini ku qamba na ku cina se mo o va nga ta mi hewula mi ta luza fulani ndlela xa nghena Kgomotso khanyisa matiko. What happens when the spirits of two unique individuals encounter one another? What happens when the souls of two individuals contemplate a measure that will take them further than the usual? Matrimony is what takes place, and marriage is what happens, which is what we are witnessing today. Marriage is what happens when two loving hearts embrace and embark not on a series of short lefts, not on a repeated weekend aways or frequent weekends together, however special those may seem or pretend to be. Rather, marriage is what happens when two loving hearts together set out on a lifelong pilgrimage. You see, my friends, marriage does not commence the day a couple signs on the dotted line in front of a magistrate or a priest. Marriage does not begin on the day of the wedding, nor does it start on the day of lobola. Marriage commences the day and the moment when two hearts, which were tossing and turning, two hearts which were drifting like lonely ships at sea in search for one another, but without knowing it. Marriage begins the moment those two hearts find one another and embrace. Marriage occurs when two people commit to spend their entire lives, that is the morning of their lives, the noon of their lives, the afternoon of their lives, the evening of their lives, the uphills, the downhills, the mountaintops, the valleys. Marriage is when two people commit to share the blood, the sweat, and the tears with one another for the rest of their lives. This beautiful occasion at which we are gathered today must nevertheless be seen as nothing but an inadequate attempt to estimate that real marriage of two hearts, which marriage was sanctioned, endorsed, and authorized by God on the day when Msimeki Kgomotso Mzwake Madzibandela Nkatingi first laid his eyes on Kgomotso Catherine Sinam Zimba and vice versa. At that moment, on that day, when they first met, their ancestors, the Nkatingis and the Hlungwanis, the Mzimbas and the Besters, also met, and the ancestors took turns to smile in accord with Msimeki and Kgomotso. In my mind's eye, I can see the spirits of Bakokwani Nyani Singwa Msimeki and her husband Kokwani Yingwani Philemon Nkatingi. I can see how delighted their spirits were on that day when Msimeki met Kgomotso. The spirits of James Isaiah Mancinza Mzimba and his wife Nkunu Memogolo Mutsidisi Sina Makato, their spirits leaped with joy, and God smiled too. Here's the thing. In the whole wide world, there is not a single person who is like Msimeki. In the whole wide world, there is no one like Kgomotso. While appearances frequently and repeatedly deceive us, while similarity often masquerades as sameness, the truth is that in the whole wide world, there is no single marriage like the marriage of Msimeki and Kgomotso, which we are witnessing today. There never was and there never will be. Msimeki and Kgomotso, you must know that you have no choice but to strive to be that solid couple, but to strive to be those loving parents that only the two of you can be in the world. No couple, past, present, or future, is your limit. Don't let them be. They are not you. They cannot be you, even if they tried, and you are not them. You are not an ordinary couple. You are a phenomenon. You are a force of life. How else do you explain the place and the manner in which you met? How else do you explain your chance and fortuitous first meeting at the meeting point of two seas, at the foot of an iconic mountain, in the southernmost tip of the African continent, more than a decade ago? How do you explain that? Such an encounter as your first could not have been artificially orchestrated. Such serendipity is a function of destiny. Such alignment of time, place, and space could not have been engineered by the best project managers. Such synchrony of chance and circumstance could not have been manufactured even by the finest dating service providers. Ngakho ke egameni lendlu yobukhosi yakwaHuhlwana abanikazi bomhlaba esikuwo, ngithanda ukuhalalisela uMsimeki noKgomotso kanye nendodakazi yabo uNaledi. Ngithi kini siyanamkela ngazombili izandla kule ndawo yaseValdezia ekuyiyona ikhaya lenu ukusukela namhlanje. thina bendlu yobukhosi kanye nesizwe sonke saseValdezia simi ngomumo ukuze sineseke kuyo yonke imizamo yenu yokwakha umuzi omusha la kwaNkatingi. Zeniwakhe ngothando. Inaka Huhlwane u vula tano u ri hoyo eka wena Mavuta va yi twile. Hi vuyisa mati emutini wa wena Nkunankulu Nkuna lonene wena gegetsu ra nhlonge xilwanadzana ta marhaku hi ta n'wevinyi na van'wana ti a hi tingheni. Eka wena N'wamzimba makoti wa hina hi ri swi tive leswaku muti hinkwawo wa ka Nkatingi wu ku amukela hi timbilu to basa. Swi tive leswaku va ka Huhlwane vinyi va tiko na vona va ku amukela hi timbilu to basa. Muti lowu wa ka Nkatingi i wa wena, u nga kanakani. Matimu ni matomu i swa wena. Nghena u ndlandlamuxa ndyangu lowu wa Yingwani wu kula ku tlula na ntshava. Ntshava ri nga vito ra mativula ya wena. Futhi loko a wo swi tiva wena makoti wa hina wena N'wapfulu leswi muhariva wa wena Tatihulu Nsovo a nga tsakisa swona, i nje wa swi tiva leswi vingi va wena Miyelani na Mutimuni va ku rhandzisaka swona. Yo mhane, a wu tivi nchumu wena. Kumbexani swa antswa loko u nga swi tivi, hikuva kumbexani loko a wo swi tiva a wu ta mila timpapa. Muti hinkwawo wa ka Mahama na tiko hinkwaro ra ka Huhlwane kusuka eribuweni ra Mambidi ku ya fika le enhlalukweni wa Rivubye hi ku amukela hi mandla mambirhi. Hinkwerhu hi ri hi vuyisile ntombi, hi vuyisile N'wa-Victor, hi vuyisile wena ntukulu wa Mancindza. Hi ri nghena u aka muti wa N'waxidwedwe. Thimza limbza ku veleka vukosi.